In September, this was my second opportunity to work on a trail crew for the Colorado Trail Foundation. For those that are not familiar, the Colorado Trail Foundation is a nonprofit organization that provides and maintains a linear, non-motorized, and sustainable recreation trail between Denver and Durango, Colorado. The CT is roughly 567 miles of trail, and that's a lot of trail to maintain. But why are they maintained? Well, over time, trails will become eroded from rain, snow, wildlife, and natural use. With natural use from hikers, cyclists, and horseback riders, the trails become wider with repeated use. The section we're going to be working on is part of Morrison Creek, with the goal of rerouting an older section of the trail to a new sustainable path. Each trail crew has different requirements and different conditions to work in. This crew is a base camp with two-wheel drive access. So unlike self-supported crews where each member brings their own food and equipment, the base camp crews meet at a camping location accessible by vehicle. So your supplies and equipment can be at your vehicle. In this case, the camp is accessible by two-wheel drive vehicles, meaning access from a paved road or a maintained gravel road. Crew members will assist with camp setup, preparing meals, kitchen cleanup, camp takedowns, and other camp tasks. It's a team environment. And since the camp is more accessible, the crew for these are generally larger. And on this team, there are 21 crew members. On the first day, our task was to assemble. We'd rally at the location, introduce ourselves, and then disperse to find a camping spot. And if some people had them, they brought a camper. Because if you can sleep in comfort, why not? After we set up our personal camps, we all worked together to set up the common area, which includes the camp kitchen. The next day after breakfast, before heading out to the work site, the team went over the equipment and tool safety. With restrictions in the wilderness areas on mechanical tools, a lot of trail crew work is done by hand tools. Working on trails can be hard work. New trails aren't just made by walking over the land. They have to be planned, built, and be recognizable. It's a fine line when building trails. One goal is to maintain the natural world while preserving nature, keeping the trail small, but at the same time the trail needs to be identifiable for people using them. One of the first things that will be done before new trails are made is the Forest Service will allocate and designate areas for the trail to be made. The Forest Service will flag out the land for new pathways. Depending on who designs it or who is in charge of that section, the flag markers can represent different parts of the trail: the upslope, the critical edge, or the trail's center line. Now the upslope is the part of the trail that cuts into the upward hill. The critical edge is the edge along the downslope. When working on the trail side, the crew will cut into the slope of the land. Ideally, a 45-degree angle from the upslope to the trail is desirable, with a 12 to 18 inch thick trail path. For a sustainable trail, the topsoil and organic matter on the ground, or duff, should be removed. The hiking trail should consist of mineral soil or rocks. The trail should have a slight slope to the critical edge, at least 5 degrees. This helps with water runoff, which also prevents water pools on the trail. This was a 7-day crew. Setting up camp on Sunday, working for 2 days with a break on Wednesday, working 2 more days, and then breaking down camp and returning home on Saturday. In the end, this crew worked a total of 987 hours. The crew constructed almost a half a mile of new trail to reroute an existing trail of worn, rutted section. And finally, the biggest takeaways: each crew member gets to experience this beautiful land, see familiar faces as well as meet new ones, have their hand involved in something great, and the positive impact is something we can all be proud of.